You're watching Retirement Talk with Erik Kearney, Southwest Florida's retirement television. He's an author, a radio host, a fiduciary, and Southwest Florida's premier investment advisor. Here is Senior Investment Advisor Erik Kearney.
Welcome to Retirement Talk Television. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Erik Kearney, and Erik is President and CEO of Retirement Wealth Advisors. Erik, how are you today?
I'm great, Cynthia. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm really excited about today's show. Hire, fire, retire.
That's right. That's right.
I love that. What a great idea. Hire, fire, retire, working with a financial professional. So Erik, let me just kind of jump right in and talk to you a little bit about that, because we're kind of noticing a little bit of a trend, and this could be nationwide, where some investors are actually trying to do it on their own.
Yeah.
So you being such a successful financial advisor, retirement planner, if you will, tell me why, in your words, it's so important to not try to do this on your own.
You know, Cynthia, I think a lot of people have worked with some kind of an advisor in the past, and all of a sudden they realize that there's just not that trust factor there. They're not having the service that they deserve. So they kind of leave there and they kind of go off on their own and start to try to invest on their own. And then they start to realize, you know what, this is just not working for me. So they realize, okay, maybe my previous advisor wasn't the right advisor to work with. Doing it on my own is very difficult, time consuming, and very stressful. Now I really want to find somebody that I work with. Interestingly enough, being down in Southwest Florida, we find that a lot of people have retired, they've moved down here, they've purchased their home, they've golfed, they're like, okay, I'm over golfing,
Yeah.
they went to the beach, I'm over the beach now, I got that out of my system.
Right.
But now all of a sudden they realize, oh, wow, we are retired. And so now they say, we really need to focus on our retirement. So when they call us, they're like, you know what, Erik, we haven't had a good experience in the past, but we've seen you on TV, we've heard you on the radio, whatever it may be, and we realize that we need a plan built, we need a process. And so people are really looking to move forward, but in a different direction with someone who's going to provide them with a lot more. You know, people are seeking guidance, they're seeking out service, they're seeking out financial planning, they're seeking out cutting edge technology, they're looking for sophisticated wealth management, they're looking for someone to say, I can help you, I want to help you, but we first have to invest in building that financial plan.
Sure.
And so again, there's a lot of people who have a long-term relationship with their advisor, or they're managing money on their own, but they're just not, they know that they're not in a good spot. And so what we're trying to do is say, look, how do we move on? What do we have to give you in order to move forward? And what we're doing is that we're offering them top level, top shelf advice, and also top shelf planning, and that's really what they're seeking out. But a lot of times, the first question that I ask someone in a meeting is, do you have the emotional capacity to leave your current advisor? And that answer is going to set the tone for the rest of that meeting.
Sure.
Because some people tell me, I don't know if I can, Erik, and then other people will say, absolutely, we absolutely need a change for our financial future.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is that it's really interesting to see how people feel about their finances, but also about the advice that they've received in the past.
Well, and so often we've heard comments like, oh, I like my financial advisor. He's a great guy. He's funny. He makes me laugh.
Yeah.
What happens, Erik, when you have someone that comes in and perhaps their son-in-law is their financial advisor? I mean, emotionally, how do you break that connection even though you know that it's not the right fit for you?
Yeah, so here's the thing. This happens more often than not. So there's a family member involved. It's their son. It's someone that they've known for a long time. But when you take a look at the financial portfolio that they have, the lack of a financial plan, the point that no one ever calls them, what has happened is many times the client has become accustomed to working with that advisor, but the advisor has actually taken advantage of that relationship. And we've seen that in the past too, Cynthia,
Sure.
where all of a sudden now that client just says, oh, they're not going to go anywhere, so why do we really have to service them? We've just saw that in the past 3 months with many new clients.
Yeah.
So the thing is that people, I think, are being taken advantage of because of that relationship.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be that way. So the thing is that we have to go in there, we just have to show them what the strengths and the weaknesses of their current portfolio, and then all of a sudden it makes them realize that, you know what, I don't think I am in as good of a position as I could be, and that's where they're able to move on.
Okay.
But a lot of times we have to have those building blocks in place. We have to do a personal financial blueprint, which we do for every new client, and it identifies everything through that portfolio. They typically know more about their portfolio than ever before. So in a 20-minute meeting with us, they're like, Erik, I never knew that much about my portfolio in the past. So to me, that's unacceptable. There's a lot of people out there, again, who have their life savings. It's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, and they have no idea what they're invested in.
Sure.
So this is the time where they say, okay, I definitely need to make a change, and I'm ready to do that.
So really your advice, Erik, would be to be, financially organized, if you will. You have to know what your investments are doing for you, how they're being protected, what they're producing, and a lot of times people have no idea.
Right. It's unbelievable how many people come in and they bring in folders of investments, products, and tools, sometimes even big boxes. That's when I call my whole crew in. Let's go through these boxes of investments. There's so many people that have inappropriate products. They've just been sold to them. So my thing is, were you provided a solution or were you just sold some products? What we're trying to do is provide you an overall product and solution without selling you investments that are not needed. We want to provide that financial plan. We want to provide that income plan. We actually want you to know where you stand in order so you can move forward with that as well.
Sure. So Erik, how important is it to have an advisor that's going to help you achieve your financial goals?
I think that's the biggest thing that people really need. It's that financial quarterback that they have. So what's happening is that there's a lot of people's financial situations that are constantly changing, but the advice is remaining stagnant. And so, people say, I got an inheritance, or I want to leave my children money. But again, nothing's being gone into that financial plan and saying, hey, when I make this change, how does that affect my future?
Yeah.
There's a lot of times where people are accumulating more and more money, and yet that portfolio is not changing at all. And so we've seen a lot of people who have socked away a lot more money, but as we're looking at the previous portfolio with their advisor, it really didn't get any more sophisticated. There was no tax planning involved. There was nothing that was kind of done to it that was like exciting. And so that's kind of what we show people. So we see a lot of people who have a 15 to 20-year-old portfolio that's completely outdated. It's got super high fees, low performance, no advice, no tax planning. And there's just so many moving parts when it comes to financial planning. We actually want people to get excited about financial planning.
Sure.
We want people to get excited about retirement because this is another stage of our life that we're kind of working towards because a lot of people are so tired of working for so long.
Yeah.
But let's make it exciting, but also let's make it realistic. Let's make sure that you're going to have all the income to do all the fun things that you want to do.
Sure.
And so most people realize that really the first 15 years of their retirement are really going to be the fun years when you can truly travel and everything. That's where you want to make sure that you have the majority of your money. And so again, we want to get people properly prepared. And what we're seeing is that over the past 12 months, there's a lot of advisors who are not in the office. They're not allowed to see people in the office, and that's unacceptable because we have to constantly be able to service our clients no matter what happens in the world. We have backup plans, we have backup offices, we have backed up systems, we have backup advisors. I mean, no matter what happens, we have to have a backup plan for our clients. Their money is the number one thing.
Absolutely.
And so the bottom line is that there's a lot of people in the past 12 months who really feel like their advisor has dropped the ball, and that's where they're looking to make a change. And I would say over the past 12 months, we've had more referrals from our clients than ever before. And that's one of the best compliments that we can get.
Oh, it is, for sure.
So we've been very appreciative for that. But like I said, we see where a lot of people are very frustrated with this whole industry, and we can see why.
Absolutely. Well, Erik, this is the perfect time for us to go ahead and open up the phone lines for the very first time this week. I'm going to tell the viewers what they can expect to receive. Would that be okay?
Sounds great, Cynthia.
All right, sounds good. To the viewers at home, the phone number on your screen to call is 800-779-1942. What Erik is offering you today is a complimentary portfolio analysis, a portfolio review, if you will. Let him take a look at where you currently are with your plans for retirement. Your goals, your dreams, all of that. Erik can design a plan to make sure that it fits your needs, not only today, but 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, so that you can retire with the retirement of your dreams. Again, that number to call is 800-779-1942. This complimentary consultation is available to the first 10 callers only. Just because Erik's so busy, he's able to give 10 per week, so please, this is your opportunity to call in. Again, the number is 800-779-1942. We'll be right back after this very short commercial break.
What does your retirement look like? Is it filled with travel, spending time with family, uninterrupted rounds at the golf course? Or are you too worried to even think about your hopes and dreams?
Questions about your retirement are normal. So come into our office, sit down with us, and let us help you find those answers.
Erik and his team can answer your questions with a complimentary review of your retirement and income plan, and it all starts with getting to know you.
We specialize in helping people just like you prepare for the retirement that they've always dreamed of.
They'll do exactly that by going over your current strategy to expose the weaknesses that may exist in your retirement portfolio. Plus, they'll explain potential risks and possible strategies to you in easy-to-understand terms and help get you reacquainted with your portfolio and income strategy.
What I enjoy most about retirement planning is sitting down with you and having real conversations about your retirement dreams and goals.
Once they understand your retirement goals, objectives, and dreams, they'll work to custom build a retirement plan to help ensure that you cannot outlive your income in retirement.
Retirement doesn't have to be scary. Let us help you retire confidently.
Because every dream needs a plan. Call Erik today and schedule your visit. You only retire once, so let's get it right the first time.
And welcome back to Retirement Talk Television. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Erik Kearney. And Erik is President and CEO of Retirement Wealth Advisors. Erik, a great show that we're having today. And I wanted to ask you a question, just because like someone might be in the viewing audience right now, if you will, maybe having a cup of coffee, and they're thinking to themselves, gosh, do I have the right financial advisor? If they're thinking that, Erik, what types of questions should they be asking the person that they are currently working with if they have any doubts or concerns?
Yeah. So this is a great question. There's a lot of people out there who have a little bit of reasonable doubt. They're kind of questioning if they are with the right advisor. Look, there's 4 sides to financial planning. There's a fully blown written financial plan that's covering all of your goals and objectives. What is important to you? What are you trying to accomplish? When you take your last breath, can you look back on your retirement and say, that was the exact retirement that I had in mind? The second thing that you're taking at is a lifestyle income plan. How am I going to pay for it? The number one thing that people worry about is running out of money. The lifestyle income plan is going to show you at 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, all the way up until age 100, where your income's coming from with inflation. What about health care? It's going to show you exactly where you need to be so that you can hold your advisor accountable. That's the problem with today's industry. There's no accountability, Cynthia.
Sure.
And so that's what we're trying to provide you. The third part is the wealth management side. There's so many brokers that just want to sell you products, tools, and investments without understanding what the purpose is. So understand that we have to write that financial plan, then the lifestyle income plan. The third part is the wealth management side. The fourth side, which people are lacking again, is concierge service. Do you actually have someone that you can call in? People don't like calling into a 1-800 number, being put on hold, and you're just a number. You're going to call our office and you're going to get a live person. You're going to know that person. They're assigned to your account, and they're going to know everything that's going on with that account. This is what people are demanding of.
Sure.
This is why we're working with a higher net worth client, because they're demanding of all of this. But there's a lot of people that might be sitting at home right now and they realize, I don't understand what my rate of return is.
Yeah.
I don't know how much risk and volatility is in my portfolio. I don't know if I'm going to be able to retire properly. My advisor's never written me a financial plan. And let me tell you something about our financial plan. It lives and breathes online, and our clients are able to log in 24/7 and take a look at their financial plan. They're able to take a look at their lifestyle income plan. They're able to look at all their investments. And so the thing is that as the markets get tumultuous, which is what they do, they're logging in and saying, you know what, Erik already said the markets are going to go up, they're going to go down. Our portfolio is going to fluctuate from time to time, but overall, we're making money. And our probability of success is still high. And so we're going to be okay. And that's the whole thing. We have to be able to get over those financial hurdles. There's a lot of people who, again, have been working with their advisor, but they don't have that financial relationship. And so we are not interested in just taking over assets. We're interested in taking over someone's whole financial relationship and actually working with them for a long time. But we have to put them through a process.
Okay.
And our clients are really appreciating that process. And again, I talked about earlier about us getting referred out quite a bit.
Yes.
It's because people are saying, look, I never had this process. I want you to talk to my friend because he's never had that process either.
Yeah.
And you know, the funny thing is people think, well, that's just for wealthy people. You can't believe how many wealthy people don't have any kind of financial plan. So it's just incredible to me, you know, what services that we offer that are just not being offered out there right now.
Sure. Erik, in your opinion, how important is it for someone to ask their advisor if they are a fiduciary?
100%.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing where a lot of people out there right now who are not working with a fiduciary, they're being sold products and tools that are actually underwritten by the company. So the company is profiting in many different ways. They're actually profiting from underwriting that product, selling it to the client, and then making money from it, profiting going forward. So there's a lot of times where there was no fiduciary responsibility right there. Again, there's so many products, tools, and investments that are sold out there. No solution is ever provided. No financial plan is ever provided. And you know, Cynthia, I think there's a lot of people that are also frustrated out there because when a client goes to a broker in that meeting, they're seeking out sound financial advice.
Right.
The broker a lot of times is going to that meeting hoping to sell investment products to meet his quota.
Yeah.
So you can see where two people are going into that meeting and they each have a completely different point of view of what's going to happen in that meeting.
Absolutely.
Someone wants to go in and get sound financial advice. The other one's just going in to sell a product. That's not what we do.
Absolutely.
We actually go in, we want to provide you with a financial plan. We want to provide you with a lifestyle income plan. At that point, all of a sudden, it's going to determine what's going to happen. By the way, the more questions that we answer, the more it funnels down to what your individual needs are.
Absolutely.
And the client actually sees that. They're like, no one's ever asked me these questions. And so the bottom line is that by funneling down, we're creating a portfolio that actually suits that client. More importantly, our clients understand their portfolios. There's no variable annuities, there's no non-traded REITs, there's no garbage in there. And this is what we've been fixing for the past 12 months. A lot of garbage, a lot of stuff that's coming in, and we're saying, look, let's clean this up. Let's remove the toxic investments from the portfolio, clean this portfolio up, and it actually makes sense. There's no more of a calming feeling for us and that client when they walk out of our office and they feel like, wow, what a difference.
Absolutely.
And that's makes me feel so good because that's what we want to do. And there's a lot of times where somebody comes in and I see a battered portfolio and I'm like, I can't wait to clean this up,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I want to make it better because this is what we do. And so again, but we want to go through and we want to prove to that client that, you know, why we're going to make those changes. And I would say that we can typically show them 3 darn good reasons why we can make a change, why it's going to benefit them. It's not just one change. When they see 3 major changes in that portfolio, they're like, wow, Erik, I never realized that was happening. So again, we get super excited about this. I know I don't shut up about this on TV, but I just love what we do because, like I said, we literally do change people's financial lives for the better, and it is exciting.
It is exciting, and your clients absolutely love working with you, because I've had the opportunity to speak to some of them that have come into the office, and they say that your energy and your happiness and your excitement is infectious, and that you are exactly the same person in the office as what they're seeing on TV. So it is a gift that you give them, and you obviously care and you adore them as family, if you will. They become like your family.
They do, yeah, that's for sure. And you know, the thing is that we are pretty laid back in the office, but when it comes to financial planning, we take it absolutely seriously. You know, Donna is my certified financial planner. She is very analytic, very serious. So sometimes she doesn't like my jokes, but hey.
Well, you have some good jokes, though.
I do have some good jokes, yeah. I better come up with some better financial planning jokes for Donna, but that's good. But we have a great working staff. I just want to say thank you to Donna. She has worked very tirelessly this year. She has been a great certified financial planner. She's very analytic. She goes through. She's absolutely thorough. Autumn takes care of our concierge service, does a fantastic job of reaching out to our clients, making sure that everyone knows what they need. And then there's Joseph in the background. Again, we also have hundreds of people in our back office. I want to thank them as well, as they work tirelessly for us as well.
Erik, thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and reopen up the phone lines to the viewers at home. To the viewing audience at home, once again, the phone lines are now open. We started at the top of the show with 10 spots available for the complimentary consultation. We now have 6 spots remaining. That number to call is 800-779-1942. I asked Erik who would benefit the most from this offer today. He said if you have about $500,000 set aside for retirement, that actually would probably benefit you the most. But again, that number to call is 800-779-1942. You don't need to have $500,000 saved. Erik said $499 was just fine. Again, the number to call is 800-779-1942. We'll be right back after this very short commercial break.
What does your retirement look like? Is it filled with travel, spending time with family, uninterrupted rounds at the golf course? Or are you too worried to even think about your hopes and dreams?
Questions about your retirement are normal. So come into our office, sit down with us, and let us help you find those answers.
Erik and his team can answer your questions with a complimentary review of your retirement and income plan, and it all starts with getting to know you.
We specialize in helping people just like you prepare for the retirement that they've always dreamed of.
They'll do exactly that by going over your current strategy to expose the weaknesses that may exist in your retirement portfolio. Plus, they'll explain potential risks and possible strategies to you in easy-to-understand terms and help get you reacquainted with your portfolio and income strategy.
What I enjoy most about retirement planning is sitting down with you and having real conversations about your retirement dreams and goals.
Once they understand your retirement goals, objectives, and dreams, they'll work to custom build a retirement plan to help ensure that you cannot outlive your income in retirement.
Retirement doesn't have to be scary. Let us help you retire confidently.
Because every dream needs a plan. Call Erik today and schedule your visit. You only retire once, so let's get it right the first time.
Welcome back to Retirement Talk Television. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I'm joined today by Erik Kearney, and Erik is President and CEO of Retirement Wealth Advisors. Erik, I love going to the commercial break and watching the phones light up, because it's so exciting to know that people are out there, they're excited to call in, and we know from the viewer response that obviously they are just so looking forward to meeting with you and sitting with you.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you a question in your opinion. How important is it, if you're working with an advisor, to get sound educational guidance surrounding financial matters?
So we motivate our clients through education, because what we're seeing is that people, again, have had a lot of investments in the past. They have investments all over the place. What we want to do is really educate them. Why are we doing this? And so we go through the portfolio and we're explaining the ingredients inside that portfolio. Why is our portfolio better than what you had before? And there's a lot of people out there who never have really realized what's inside their portfolio. We want to make that completely transparent. Financial planning is all about transparency. When you see someone that's frustrated with their investments, you realize that nothing is transparent. They don't understand what their fees are. They don't understand what the rate of return is. They don't understand what benchmarks are supposed to be used. They don't really understand what they're supposed to be looking at. This is detrimental to that investor because this could be affecting them for a 3 and 5 year period, if not even longer. So we're seeing a lot of people with a major loss of opportunity because, like I said, they're staying in that same stagnant portfolio, really no professional advice. The biggest thing that you want is, if you're working with an advisor, do you have management? Do you have somebody actually taking a look at this? Do you have somebody modifying this on a regular basis? Is there actually a set of eyeballs on your portfolio on a regular basis? We actually go through and do a monthly risk check through every single portfolio to make sure that there's nothing toxic in the portfolio. If there's something that's ever identified, we actually contact the client and say, look, you know, what would you like to do with this? Here's our suggestions. So we don't want the client to have to make decisions. We're trying to make them for them, but we want to be proactive. And we're seeing in this industry that a lot of advisors are not being proactive. And again, that's what our clients are demanding of.
Well, I think what I'm hearing you say, Erik, is that you're working hard so the client doesn't have to. So you're protecting actually what they have invested, what they've worked their whole life for, because we've all worked so hard to approach retirement. They don't have to go to bed worrying about it because, well, you're staying up and you're working on it and you're thinking about it for them. Is that correct?
That's absolutely right, Cynthia. There is an awesome responsibility when you sign over someone's life savings. That life savings now has to last them another 20, 25, 30, sometimes even 35 years. And then sometimes we have to worry about a transfer of generational wealth. How do we do that? How do we keep that momentum going with that money? So there's so many moving parts to this. This is what people are craving. They're craving sound financial advice. Stop stressing, start planning.
Erik, what does it feel like when someone comes into the office for the very first time?
It's exciting for me because, like, I get excited about meeting everyone. Like, I want to hear their story. I want to see how they built up this money. I want to see where this money came from, what sacrifices they made. You know, growing up with my parents both working, my parents sacrificed a lot of things to give to us. And I've always respected that. My teeth are one thing because I remember how difficult it was for my parents to afford braces for me. And so ever since then, I've taken very good care of my teeth out of respect for them. So it's no different with someone's money. You want to respect how hard they worked for that and make sure that you're doing the best thing for that.
And that first consultation, Erik, how long does that typically take?
Anywhere from about 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. It's very, you know, it's just a casual conversation and people are always thrilled to come in. And actually there's a lot of people that go out of there with a sense of calm and they feel like I finally have a sense of financial direction, and that's a great feeling.
Absolutely. You're giving them peace of mind that they didn't have before. And obviously going into retirement, a lot of people are thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to run out of money. You take that fear away for them. So thank you so much for that. And thank you for another amazing show this week.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you so much, Erik. Most importantly, to our viewers at home, thank you for spending time with us again this week. We know you have questions about how to plan your perfect retirement. Erik has the answers for you. Again, you only retire once. Let's get it right the first time. The number is 800-779-1942. Be safe, be happy, be blessed. We'll see you back here again next week.
Hey, Southwest Florida, Erik here. Thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in a second opinion or a fully blown written financial plan, let's get you reacquainted with your portfolio, and again, without any obligation. If you're interested in your very own income plan, let's get you reacquainted with that as well. Give us a call today. Strive for excellence. Your wealth deserves it.